Coach, we just got the news today that because Jason Garrett is going to be out with the virus, that Freddie Kitchens is going to be calling the offensive plays for the Giants. Does that mean that you have to go back and potentially scout the Browns from 2019? How does this change the way you prepare for the game on Sunday?
I really don't think it changes how I prepare. They have a formula. They've been on a nice little winning streak and played well, and I think they have a formula offensively. So I think they're going to stay with that. I will probably go back and just take a peek just to see what's there. But I think what they're doing, they've had a lot of success, and I think it'll stay the same.
Also, also it's unclear, who's going to play quarterback for them due to injuries to Daniel. How does that change the way you prepare, having to basically look at two different guys in both Daniel and Colt?
We're aware of that because it was part of our breakdown anyway. So, we just went back last night, just watched some games. Watched some games with Colt McCoy in there, just feeling like he may be the guy. But we're prepared either way for the slight difference with either quarterback.
Thank you, Jake. Jeff Shadell is next.
Hey, Joe, what kind of challenge does their tight end, Evan Engram, present you guys?
Big challenge. I remember we saw him when I was in Denver, and he had a big day against us. He's a very athletic tight end. He's very strong, good hands, good run after the catch, tough to tackle. He is definitely somebody we're going to have to deal with, and we have a plan, so hopefully it works.
Thank you, Jeff. Marla Ridenour, you're up.
Yeah, Joe, one more thing about Freddie, just the fact that he knows the strengths and weaknesses of your guys. Do you think your guys will be motivated in that regard?
To be honest with you, I don't know how the guys will feel about it because I don't know what type of relationship they had with him when he was here. But I think the main focus is going to play, your best football game. If there's something that he does based on what he feels their strength or weakness, that's a choice that he'll make. But just watching them offensively, I feel like they have a good formula. You go back and watch some of the games in terms of how they won. So I feel like that's the way they're going to go about running their offense.
And one more thing, I know it's not part of this game plan, but when Julius Peppers was coming out, did you look at him? When he was coming out in the draft, Julius Peppers, I just wondered what you think of a guy with that kind of athleticism. If you looked at him when he was coming out in the draft.
You talking about Julius Peppers?
Yeah, Julius Peppers with the Giants, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I don't. That was a while ago, so I don't remember.
Okay. Just checking. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marla. Next is Scott Petrick.
Hey, Joe, I know Lamar is unbelievable, but how do you process as a coordinator when your defense gives up that many points? And then how do you move forward from that?
It was disappointing, to be honest with you, because we felt good about the game plan. I felt comfortable calling it, even throughout the game. But when you go back and watch it, we were just off a little bit at the wrong time. And to me, it really comes down – there's a lot of things in between, but it really comes down to getting off the field on third down. And I watched I watched a couple plays with the players and just told them if we make this play, they don't score. We could easily put ourselves in better situations, but you have to give credit for them. They made the plays, and they played a great game, but we have to execute better.
I get the third down thing. So specifically, I guess on those third downs, you got a huge stretch coming up, right, as you guys are trying to get to these playoffs. So yeah. As you talk to your guys, where do they need to, I guess, get better to take that next step?
Yeah, my whole message, and I believe this over the years, is that you have to focus on doing your job, make the plays you're supposed to make, and play fast and physical. And if you do that, you concentrate on that, then you'll put yourselves in the right position in terms of executing within our defense. Now, if they make a great play, they make a great play. But I just think when we played them, we weren't always executing, and it was different guys at times. I always look at myself. I wish I could have a couple calls back. But you probably say that every week. But I just feel like we didn't play as well as we could have played.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Next is Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, hey, Coach, can you just talk about the fact that it looks like Denzel should be coming back for you this weekend, and what kind of boost will that give to you guys?
It'll definitely give us a boost. He's been a big playmaker for us this year. I think he's played really well. For me, it's just, all right, we got another guy back. Let's keep rolling. It's kind of one of them things you can't really worry about. But having him there just gives us a little bit more comfort in terms of what we're doing, what we can run coverage-wise. So definitely looking forward to seeing him in action.
It seemed to me that he was almost playing at a Pro Bowl clip before this injury. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get a chance to watch the other guys. I just know he was making a lot of plays, and he was making a lot of plays on the football. He was getting some turnovers. So I feel like he's playing really well for us, which maybe it is Pro Bowl level. I just want him to continue to do those things he was doing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Dan Lobby is next.
Hey, Coach, I'm sure you want to talk more about that Baltimore game. But,
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I got to own it.
just one more question. I know on that last touchdown to Hollywood Brown, it looked like, I don't know if it was the routes they were running or what, a couple guys ran into each other. It just looks like there was some confusion. And I guess I wonder how much of that comes from, like, Lamar Jackson causes some of that just because he works so well in chaos and is so creative.
No, it's each week you prepare to play teams, and again, it comes down to matchups. But when you're game planning, you want to do things that you feel like work to your advantage. And that was a call that we put in, and we played it very poorly. And that has to go back to coaching. We have to do a better job preparing those guys, making sure they're in the right positions. We didn't align correctly. We shouldn't have bumped into each other. We didn't execute the pressure correctly. And I take full responsibility for that, because that was a critical game-changing plays. We had to be better with our preparation during the week with everything we're doing.
Is one of the positives, I know BJ Goodson was telling us yesterday that he kind of looks at that as like a chance to learn or teach. I mean, is that at least a positive you can take away from a game like that there's at least a lot of opportunities to teach from? There
definitely is. And that was part of the process when we got together and met, obviously on Zoom. But just going back and just showing them the plays, and it's things that are very easily correctable. And when you look at them as a player, you're like, man, because after a game, you think it's a whole bunch of stuff. But when you actually go back and watch what it actually was, it's things that we could easily fix. And I think that's, playing, Monday night, the magnitude of the game, we just got a little bit out of whack. We have to stay and play within ourselves and just execute what we're trying to do.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. To Scott Petrick.
Hey, Joe, I got one more looking back and then one looking ahead.
Yeah.
What would you have done different, if anything, on that final drive? I mean, I know Tucker's got to make a 55-yarder, but they gained, 36 to get in that spot.
Yeah, I really wouldn't say that I would do anything different. I think there were some good things we called, and you have to give them credit. We had guys, we had them dancing in the pocket, running around. We just couldn't get them down, But in terms of what we called, I felt comfortable with it. It's just I feel like we can do a better job just executing it, and that comes from coaches and players.
And then what are you going to do at safety? If Sendejo doesn't come out of protocol, is Tedrick ready to contribute, or is it Joseph and Redwine?
Yeah, we're still going through that process. We have a couple of days of practice left, but I feel very comfortable with Carl and Sheldrick because they both have played this year. And, we're trying to get Tedrick up to speed, just like we were trying to get Ronnie. We got Ronnie. So we'll see where he's at, at the end of the week. But I'm assuming that he is going to be up and be part of our plan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Marla Ridenour has our next question.
Yeah, Coach, I need more coffee. I meant Jabril Peppers on my question earlier.
Yeah, I was like, Julius, I was in Tampa.
Yeah, no, but I mean, just, when I would assume you sort of lust after a guy who has those multi-talents.
Yeah, it was a while ago. I just know he was very talented when he came out. Like, he was kind of a diverse player, a guy that you felt like could play safety. He could play dime. He had some versatility to his game. That's what I remember of him. But I haven't really watched him, the last couple of years.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to correct that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marla. We'll take two more, Mary Kay Cabot and Tony Gross. Mary Kay?
Yeah, first of all, did it look to you like Miles had more of his conditioning, more of his wind back in that game? And then also, did you breathe a sigh of relief because he looked like he was in a lot of pain when he went off with the elbow, but it seems like he's okay now.
Yeah, it was tough. A lot of them guys were winded. I mean, when you're chasing a guy around that long, and again, our inability to get off the field means we take more reps. So, a lot of guys were winded, including Miles. When he went down, I really didn't know what was wrong. And then they came and told me, and then next thing I know, he was back on the field. So you really don't have time to think and process all that stuff. But I'm glad he came back, and I'm glad it wasn't something serious.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Final question to Tony Grossi.
Okay, 2 quick ones, if I may, Joe. Number
Yep.
1, Joe Judge, no nonsense on offense. They seem to try to outweight you and wait for the defenses to make mistakes for them. What do you preach to your defense when facing such a conservative offense like theirs?
Yeah, it's just, we've played offenses like that this year. It just comes down to us executing. When you're watching the game tape, you can see it. They do a nice job with their blocking schemes up front, working their combos up to the second level. It's really going to take, our guys just really understanding that's going to happen and executing their job, staying in their gaps, taking on the blocks correctly. But we understand what style of play they want to play. And, that's what type of game it's going to be. We're going to have to show up and be at our best.
And there's so many familiar faces and twists in this game. The forgotten one might be Olivier Vernon.
Yeah.
He seems to be playing his best as a Cleveland Brown right now. Would you just talk about his play of late?
Yeah, he's, the one game I think when Miles was out and he had the 3-sack performance, it's just good to see him have success. I know everything that he went through last year with the injuries. He really didn't feel like himself and wanted to come back and prove what type of player he was. And I feel like, as of late, he's really shown up just in terms of production, the pressure, the sacks on the quarterback, and we just need him to continue to play that way. In terms of him, playing in New York before, I haven't talked to him about it. I know it's been a while, so I'm sure if there's something, I shouldn't say that. He doesn't say much. So if he is thinking about it, he probably won't say anything.